Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in, tap the fuck in. What we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Hey, look, I'm gonna hit y'all with a couple of prison stories. Y'all might have heard it, y'all might have not have, but this coming from the real way. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hey, look, man, on some real shit, you won't know nothing about this unless you been there. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Man, this was a motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot from it, and I'm glad that I've been there because it showed me a lot. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Today, I got two stories for y'all. You know what I'm saying? One about the Spud juice, and the other about the buck 50's. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all be thinking prison is a party. Man, look, it's real like the end of your life. It all depends on how much time you take. Tap in, tap the fuck in. When they put you in there, they put you in there for a reason. It ain't a party. It's a motherfucking season. And the motherfucking season is the rest of your life. Tap in, tap the fuck in. If you think you was out here on the streets doing something, let me tell you, when you go behind there, you're nothing. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right. So let's get it, right? First and foremost, right? I'm going to go ahead and start this off with the Spud juice because the Spud juice was the thing that I was introduced to before the knives. You know what I'm saying? The guns, the slanging, the shooting, bow bow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start with the Spud juice. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Get this roll up real quick. Y'all can hear me, right? It ain't no problems or nothing because I know I just had my JBLs on, and I'm not sure if I cut them off, but I think I did. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Let me know if you can hear me. Cheese Mister. Hello, what's the deal? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, so let's get this started, right? Now, with the Spud juice, right? Y'all might be like, what the fuck is Spud juice? You know what I'm saying? Spud juice is the prison alcohol. Yeah, man. It's the prison alcohol. It's the alcohol that you drink in prison. You know what I'm saying? Make some my vids. Thanks for the information. It helped me a lot. Have a good Thanksgiving. You wild as hell. Thanksgiving ain't for like another 10 months. But all right, good looking. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right, so look, right? The Spud juice. You go to your local liquor stores and get your Patron, your Remy, your Hennessy, your Tito's, your Ciroc, you know what I'm saying, your Mad Dog 2020, you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Whatever the fuck you drink, right? Well, let me tell you something. In prison, it's none of that. I don't know what these people with these phones in jail be showing y'all, but that shit is cap. That shit is very temporary. Whatever they showing y'all, that's some temporary shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you the real shit behind the walls when you get that time and your ass gone. Now, when you in the county jail, you could probably shake a move or two, but when you in prison, no, it's a whole nother lane. Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, so let's kick this off, right? Spud juice 101, right? Like I said, Spud juice is the prison version of alcohol. What is Spud juice, Mr. Roll Up? Okay, let me tell you. Spud juice comes from the child hall. The child hall is the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? So they call it the child hall in prison because you eating child, like you eating dog food. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like they putting dog food on the plate, and that's what you eat. It's called child. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the spud juice comes from the child hall, and spud juice consists of oranges, apples, orange juice, potatoes, maybe a couple of other little juices, but mainly it's what it is spoiled fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I never made spud juice myself, but I had a bunkie that made that shit. I done been around a couple people. Actually, I had two bunkies that made that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was around the guys that made it. It just wasn't ever my lane because spud juice will get your ass some time. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Kayla Peacock, what's the deal? Adrian Sanchez, tap in. Can't find Silas, 123. You know what it is. Tap the fuck in. Tap in. All right. So look, right? Spud juice is all the spoiled fruits and vegetables that you can get in prison. So what they do is that just to say like when it's time for child, right? You get a little bottle of apple juice or a little bottle of orange juice. You mainly get potatoes with most of your meals. You know what I'm saying? You get an apple and shit like that. You get different shit. You know what I'm saying? Every day and throughout your 3 meals out the day. But it's not a lot. It's a little bit of shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I told y'all before, man, the guys in prison, them guys got talent, man. If they could let them out, I mean, I know it ain't a good thing, but I'm just saying, like, these guys can get out, like, man, the world can turn around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some guys in there that really got some talent. For real. Real shit. Sheila's Crahan. Good to see you today. Good to see you as well. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Hey, look, I'm gonna be real. I never would have thought that people would have heard what I had to got to say. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all my supporters. Tap in, tap the fuck in, and everything that I tell y'all is real shit, So you might get a lot of people that be perping and shit, but I keep it 100 over here. So when you hear me speak, you know it's something real. Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right. So like I said with the juice, right? It's all a bunch of spoiled fruits and vegetables that we get throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Really, we don't get that type of shit until like lunch and dinner. You know what I'm saying? We get an apple with a meal. We get an orange juice with a meal. We get apple juice with a meal. We get potatoes with pretty much both of the meals, lunch and dinner. Like niggas know how to put all that shit to the side. You know what I'm saying? Instead of eating them potatoes and all of that with their meal, you know what I'm saying? Niggas will put that shit to the side type shit. Devin Y, what up, my guy? NC tap the fuck in. North Carolina tap in. Tap the fuck in. Everybody get up in here, man. You know? Come on. Everybody, wherever you at, tap in. Tap the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell some real shit about prison. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Like, people don't know. Everybody think that niggas in prison is stupid. They the crash outs. They the bums. They the lames. Like, man, little do you know, it's some guys in that bitch that got talent, man, that will kill 80% of what's going on out here. They just made a dumb decision. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. It's a lot of guys in prison. They got life bits and shit like that. A lot of time, 20, 30 years and all of that. And they some of the smartest guys in the world. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, they life was great and they just made one bold ass decision. You know what I'm saying? And it cost them a lot of time. But everybody don't look at it like that. Everybody look at it, oh, that nigga a crash out and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He just made one bold ass decision. You know what I'm saying? And it cost him his life. Like, man, happen all the time, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't real life read niggas paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And on their paperwork, it say exactly what they did. It's called a discovery package. You know what I'm saying? And depending on your case, it's page after page after page. You know what I'm saying? My shit was like a 10 page. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have much on me, but I matched the description. You know what I'm saying? I got caught in the same car. I was shot up in that car, so I had like a 10-page description. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't go further because it wasn't no further evidence. It was just more so with the car. The car was the most evidence that they had on. You know what I'm saying? And you will have one thing on you, and that shit'll be 10 pages worth of evidence. You know what I'm saying? 10, 20, 30 pages worth of evidence just off one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I done been in there with guys that real life had a couple of sentences. They didn't have pages. Like I said, I had 10-page paperwork. You know what I'm saying? It's guys that didn't even have a whole page worth of paperwork. They have 10 words. And that shit gave them life. You know what I'm saying? 10 words. Just because a person said, yeah, I seen him, he shot that guy and then he jumped in that car and pulled off and gave a nigga life. You know what I'm saying? All because somebody said it. It don't even mean that it was true. It just mean that somebody just said it. Like, yeah, I seen him get in that car after he shot that guy and he pulled off. Boom. Life sentence. You know what I'm saying? So I understand 100%. It's a lot of guys in prison that got a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? But the world look at them guys as crash outs. And they really didn't crash. I mean, I guess you could say they did, but they did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Or they got away from a situation when something escalated, but they got caught up. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was in there with a lot of different kind of people for a lot of different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So don't just look at people in prison as all of them stupid. They some goofies. They some crash outs. Woo 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 woo. Like, no, like everybody in there is not like that. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Some of them fucked up. Some of them made a wrong move. You know what I'm saying? Some of them lived a whole righteous ass life, they whole life. You know what I'm saying? And then it was that one time. It was that one time. They lived a righteous life for 30, 40 years, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And then they was out somewhere and bumped into somebody and they made the wrong move. It happened. You know what I'm saying? It really do happen. So you can't call everybody in prison dumb and crash outs and all that. Like, sometimes it'll be just like that. Like, some shit happen. And my whole point, Saying all that is this, right? Like I said, it's a lot of guys in prison that got a lot of talent. And a lot of them guys is guys that got locked up on some one time type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like their life was great and they made the wrong move and they got all these talents that they could present to the world, but they can't because they made that one wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I done been in there with a lot of type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Smart as hell, had it going on all that. Niggas just made one wrong move. You know what I'm saying? That's all it take out here. All it take is one wrong move. That's it. You made that one wrong move one time, it'll cost you your whole life. You know. Let's put Tory Lanez in the mix. You know, one time. He made one wrong move. It cost him 10 years of his life at the height of his career. You know what I'm saying? And on top of it, after he do his 10 years, they gonna deport his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like all it takes is one wrong move. And to be honest, I'm with Tory Lanez. You feel me? I always said that that shit was false, you know, on some real shit, you know. And then come to find out it was the girl that shot Megan and all of this. Like they made up some shit, but he still got to do that time and he got to get deported no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that. But, you know, that was just an example that I just threw out there. Like all it take is one wrong move and it can cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? That man lost his life. He was at the height of his career and all it took was one wrong move. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it take, you know. So don't look at everybody in prison as some dummies, some goofies, blah 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 blah. Don't do that. For real. And this coming from a guy that been in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? So like don't look down on everybody in prison. Like you realize you got a lot of people in prison that just got caught up. You know what I'm saying? On one wrong move. You can look at their whole resume. Everything about them was clear cut. They just made one wrong move. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It happens. We all made one wrong move. Some of us just didn't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? But then some of us did get caught up. It happened. We all made one wrong move. You know what I'm saying? We all did it. Look back on your life. You made one wrong move somewhere, somehow. You did. You just didn't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? That's life. Some people will make that same move that you made, but they got caught. You know what I'm saying? The shit happens, you know? And I bumped into a lot of that. So with that being said, I bumped into some guys in prison. When I first came to prison, right? I bumped into some guys that knew how to make spud juice. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is spud juice? You know what I'm saying? It was something that had been around for a long time, but it was a talent. You know what I'm saying? What I'm getting at is like it was a talent. You know, like dudes in prison learn how to make their own alcohol type shit. You know what I'm saying? And the shit been around for a long time. If you know a correctional officer in any prison, anywhere, this goes for everywhere. It's not a Michigan thing. Like I be telling y'all, like, hey, it might just be Michigan. No, this go for everywhere. So wherever you at, if you want to know, Call your local prison or whatever and ask them what Spud juice is. They all can tell you what Spud juice is. You know what I'm saying? So let me get into it. Now, like I said earlier, Spud juice is all the spoiled fruits and vegetables. It ain't no meat, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no rice, it ain't none of that. It's all the spoiled shit. All the spoiled fruits and vegetables that you get. Apples, potatoes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's what Spud juice is. Basically, you would get a crew of like 50 or 60 guys that be down with making it juice. You know what I'm saying? What happens is all right, they do this at a certain time. Because like I said, everything is militant. You know what I'm saying? So they get over to the chow hall, they get the fruits and vegetables and all of that, it might take about 2 days to accumulate everything they need to make the juice. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Put it in your locker. You know what I'm saying? Nah, look, this ain't no self snitch. This ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is worldwide. This is known in the prison systems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling nothing new. I'm not saying nothing incriminating. What I'm saying is what's known in the whole system, flat out. You know what I'm saying? The system is known. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so like I said, the guys like put all that shit in a big ass like garbage bag. You know what I'm saying? And you put that shit in your locker. And the police, they make rounds all the time. And rounds mean y'all gotta go to your cell and lock down. You know what I'm saying? So whoever you in the cell with, you gotta go in that cell, you gotta lock down. And then they gonna come through cell for cell and thoroughly check that bitch and see everything you got in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a tip that somebody in there making spud juice or somebody got knives, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody doing something illegal, You got people in prison that be talking to the cops. The cops is their protection, you know what I'm saying? So when something going on, they alert the cops. That's why I said this is not self-incriminating. This is known because this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? When somebody, just say somebody in the unit know what's going on, they know that somebody about to make some juice, they alert the police. You know what I'm saying? Then the police will lock the units down. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll go through cell at the cell, checking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Checking everybody's cell to find that juice. So with them going cell at the cell, when they find it, guess what? Your ass hit. Cause that's what the whole raid was for, to find the person that got it. You know what I'm saying? Now look, when with the spud juice, right? Like I said, everything is all fruits and vegetables. That you throw it in a big ass garbage bag, you let that shit rot for a couple days. And all the orange juice, cause you get orange juice bottles, throughout the day. Little bitty orange juice. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like a sip or two, you know, type shit. You gotta save all them bottles, you gotta pour that shit in the garbage bag. And basically it keep all of the other fruits and vegetables like afloat type shit while it sit in this garbage bag. You know what I'm saying? I never made this shit, but I seen it done plenty of times, you know what I'm saying? It's set in my locker. Yeah, I'm keeping it real. I did my time. I did all of that. So again, ain't none of this self-incriminating. I didn't did mine. You feel me? I'm just telling it for what it was. You feel me? Like it happened. It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? So uh let me describe the cell to you real quick. You know what I'm saying? So the cell ain't no bigger than your bathroom, right? So just imagine your bathroom being gutted out. No shower, no toilet, you know what I'm saying? No none of that. Just gut your whole bathroom out. That's your cell. You know what I'm saying? That you got with a bunkie. So y'all got two beds in that cell, and y'all got a table. You know where you sit at, write it, color it, draw all of that. You know, and then you got two lockers on the wall. Now you know in high school, you know the locker room. You know what I'm saying, to go take a shower, all that shit. You know at the your athletic issue you had for the day. You go to the locker room. Now you know them little skinny lockers in them locker rooms, right? Them the lockers in your cell. So you and your bunkie got one of them locker room lockers. You know what I'm saying? That's your locker. Basically what you put in your lockers, like your commissary, special paperwork, blah blah blah, shit like that. You put all your important shit in your locker, and there's two of them skinny ass locker room lockers. You know what I'm saying? So you got one, your bunkie got one, and they advise you to buy a lock. You know what I'm saying? Like a master lock for your locker, because when they break day room or yard or whatever, it's a hallway. People can walk back and forth down the hallway, and people can walk into your cell and they can steal your commissary out your locker. Like if you throw all your commissary in your locker, let me tell you about commissary. You get commissary twice a month, right? I think it's like $100. You know what I'm saying? So $200 a month. You know what I'm saying? If you got $200 worth of commissary in your locker and you leave your locker unlocked, it's an inmate that could be across the hall from you or anything, and he could know that you leave your locker unlocked. You know what I'm saying? And he know you got something up in there. So when they call yard, you can go outside and that inmate a slide up in your cell. You know what I'm saying? And go through your locker and take your shit. You know what I'm saying? So you just took a $200 loss. You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere, you just took a $200 loss. By the time you come back off a yard and go back into your cell, all your commissary gone. You just lost $200 worth of commissary. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, what you gonna do? You can't do shit. You left your locker open. So they advise you to buy a lock combination, because it's people that do that. They watch your room. If they know you don't got no lock on your locker and you gone, they'll run up in your cell and steal your shit while you on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get wicked like that in prison. You know what I'm saying? And the police, they not gonna roll back no cameras for you or none of that. Like, that's for free people. You know what I'm saying? When some shit gets stole and you can roll back the cameras and all of that, that's for free people. When you in prison, nigga, you got your shit stole, you through. It don't matter if it was $5 worth of shit or $500 worth of shit. You know what I'm saying? You got your shit stole, you through. Oh well. They gonna say, hey, we advised you to get a lock. You don't have a lock on your locker. So your shit got stole, go get it in blood. That's how the COs in prison gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Shit real up in there. So anyway, I was the type of nigga, I never had my lock on my locker, even though I bought a lock. The lock like $10. You know what I'm saying? I bought one anyway, just because. Like, I was straight. I had the money. I'm not trying to brag or boast or nothing, but I had everything times 10. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I bought a lot too. Like, whatever. I got everything. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, buy a lock too. But I never put the lock on my locker ever. With none of my bunkies, nothing. On Beezy 100, I never put my lock on my locker. My lock was inside the locker. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to go on my locker, all you had to do was pop the lock. The damn lock is on the shelf of my locker. All my commissary is sitting there on the drop. shoes, clothes, all I got all that my locker full with everything. You know what I'm saying? I never missed a beat in prison ever. On my kids, I never missed a beat in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even when it came to women, like I had women writing me, sending me shit, all of that whole time I was in there. I ain't missed a beat in that bitch on my kids. You feel me? Like prison went easy for me. You know, that's why I ain't all stressed out, depressed, or none of that. Like I was straight. You know what I'm saying? When you a good person, that shit returned to you. You know what I'm saying? Even in your worst state. You feel me? And I was in my worst state. You feel me? And that shit came back for me. You feel me? Real shit. It came back for me. And I can't be mad at it. That's why I say I learned a lot from prison. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was a little derailment. Let me get back to the Spudd juice. You feel me? So, like I said, I don't put no lock on my locker. So, at the time, I had a bunkie that was fucking with the Spudd juice. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we was cool. So I'm like, all right, cool. Bring that shit in the cell. Because when you move in the Spud juice, you gotta be cool with your bunkie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have that shit in your cell if you and your bunkie ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a clash. And if you fucking with that shit, you gotta have that shit in your cell for like a week. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere from like 3 to 7 days. It gotta sit in your locker. And it's like damn near a guarantee that the police is gonna search your room within a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 9 out of 10 chance that you're gonna get caught with this shit. So it's like we gotta do it real quick and get it done. So you gotta be cool with your bunkie. You know what I'm saying? To be moving this shit because your bunkie gotta help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like what the Spud juice, just to say, when you put all that shit in a bag, the apples, the oranges, the potatoes, the orange juice, whatever other broccoli, whatever all that other shit you get, throw it in a bag. The orange juice like settle everything. You know what I'm saying? So basically everything else is sitting in this bag cooking. And the orange juice, like, I don't know how to put it, but it's sitting in the orange juice. And you get a little carton of orange juice or apple juice every day, like twice a day. You know what I'm saying? So you keep on saving them. You know what I'm saying? You put it in the garbage bag, you fill up the garbage bag. If it's 30 y'all in it and y'all saving them orange juice, apple juice, and you throwing it'd be a full bag of juice. You know what I'm saying? So full bag of juice, and then all the other fruits and vegetables that you get throughout the day, they save all that shit, throw it in the garbage bag. You know what I'm saying? Boom. About 3 to 5 days later, you got to burn the bag. So you got the bag tied up. It's tied up, right? And it's in your locker. Mind you, your locker is a real skinny locker. One of them high school locker room lockers. That's your locker. It's you and your bunkie. And you got a whole garbage bag sitting on your side. You know what I'm saying? Whole garbage bag sitting in your shit. Loud as hell. Because when all of that fruits and vegetables, when all that shit gets spoiled, it gotta smell. You know what I'm saying? And in prison, it's nothing but cement. It's not like houses. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but cement in prison. So they could smell everything from smoke to drink. They could smell everything because there's no insulation. Like how houses got insulation in the walls, it ain't no insulation in prison. It's all cement. So everything that's being produced, the smell is bouncing off the walls. So the police can smell it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bouncing off the walls. It's no insulation. where the insulation take that smell in. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the police can't smell it because the insulation took that smell in. You know what I'm saying? No. In prison, everything is cement wall. Like this brick wall right behind me, that's how prison is. Everything. Brick, cement walls. You know what I'm saying? So it's no way decoding that smell. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. You feel me? So basically, you only got a couple of days to make this spud juice and get it gone. You only got a couple of days to make it and get it out your cell, cause the police gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna happen. You feel me? But it take at least 3 days to make it. So your first 5 days, yeah, really, your first 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Like you on everything. Every time the police come around, you praying that they don't smell that shit in your goddamn locker. You know what I'm saying? Because they make rounds like 3 or 4 times a day. You feel me? And you gotta let that juice cook for about 3, 4 days. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a thing called burping the bag, meaning about 3 days later, you gotta go back to the bag. You gotta open it up, and when you open it up, it burp like like a person. Try it. You think I'm bullshit? Like I said, put a bunch of fruits and spoiled vegetables together, filled with like a orange juice, like in a garbage bag. Try it. Do it. Tie it up in a fucking garbage bag. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit sit for about 3 days and open the bag. It is gonna burp like a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like try it. If you think I'm lying, you know what I'm saying? Put all bunch of fruits, vegetables, just throw it in a garbage bag. Let it spoil. And just throw a whole bunch of orange juice in it. Apple juice, whatever. Just fill it up with a bunch of juice so it can flow around in the juice. And tie the bag up. Let it sit for about 3 to 4 days. And then when you come back, open that bag up, it's gonna burp like a human being. Don't lie. So anyway, that's called burping the bag. You got to burp the bag. After you burp it, you got to tie it back up. You know what I'm saying? You got to let it sit for like 2 more days. You know what I'm saying? So it take like damn near a week to make this shit. So you got to be real strategic with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the COs, they coming around. And before you know it, they gonna make their round and they gonna be coming to take that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta move it, you know. And if you don't move it on time and they find it, oh man, that shit is like catching a case. You know what I'm saying? Having spud juice or a knife in prison is two of the worst things you can get caught with. You could beat everybody else in that bitch. That's cool. But you get caught with a knife or that spud juice, you hit. You know what I'm saying? So the spud, you gotta get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you can get away with um what is called police make their rounds. If you can get away with it and after they make their rounds and all of that for about a week, you the man. Cause after that, the juice is ready. Now you could just sell it to everybody from unit to unit. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna be gone the same day. You feel me? You gonna make some money. That is a prison hustle. Spud juice. You know what I'm saying? But if you get caught with it, your ass ball business. You know what I'm saying? Flat out, you ball business. So it's one of them chances that you take. You know, like it's a real big chance that you take, but you take that chance and you get away with it, you own. Now you prison famous. You know what I'm saying? So you might know of a bunch of people that's in prison and they straight. Why they in prison? They might not need you, your people, they people. They might be straight in there. You know what I'm saying? That's because they know how to hustle in prison. You know what I'm saying? And Spud juice might be a hustle. Again, this ain't no self snitching. You know what I'm saying? This is known in the system. I'm just the nigga that put it out there. Like, everybody know what it is. Flat out. You know. So anyway, if you one of the niggas that you know can get that shit in, and then you can go ahead and put it in your locker, and you can move it and all of that. By the time it's done, you own. In prison is one or two things. It's either you going to the hole or your respect about to go through the roof. It's one or two things. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And the nigga be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm about to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga ain't trying to go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? A nigga gotta go to the hole, that mean he about to get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? He gotta tell the police to get him up out of there. Don't no man wanna go through that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, get down with the program. You feel me? It is what it is. You know? Man, everybody who's trying to do the Spud juice thing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people got caught, you know, because they come and raid the spots all the time. You know what I'm saying? They know when niggas making shit. Like I said, everything is cement walls. It's not plaster or installation like homes. You know what I'm saying? Like the house you go into, it got insulation. In prison, it ain't no insulation. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly brick walls. Like what's behind me? It's strictly brick walls. You feel me? Everything is brick walls. Boom, 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 boom. So whatever smell that break out behind them brick walls, the brick walls, they bounce the smell back out into the correctional office to correctional base where the correctional officers sit at. You know what I'm saying? Those cement walls bounce the smells right back out to them. Each cell that's in that unit, the cement walls bounce the smell back out to the police, back on base. The stinking niggas, the niggas that keep their hygiene up, the niggas that got spud juice, niggas that got weed, niggas that got coke, all of them smells bounce right back out to base, to the police. You know what I'm saying? And they job is strictly for smelling that shit. You know what I'm saying? And them brick walls spin them smells straight to them. Like an inmate don't have to tell the police. The smells bounce off the walls back to them. Prison is set up crazy as hell. It really is. So with the spud juice, you gotta be quick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch that shit. You gotta burp the bag. I think you gotta burp the bag like twice a week on some real shit. I don't remember, but I know it's something like that. Like you gotta burp that bitch. You gotta open it up and you burp on its own, and then you tie that motherfucker back up. Like sometimes it be ready, sometimes it don't. And if it ain't ready, it need a couple more days. You know what I'm saying? And that's a couple more days you in danger of getting raided. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the police coming. They always raiding shit in that bitch because there's always something going on in prison. You know what I'm saying? They might not even be raiding your unit for the Spudd juice. They might be raiding your unit because some gang shit broke out. You know what I'm saying? So they might be raiding your unit on some gang shit. See if it's literature on the wall, trying to see who under the 5, who under the 6, who, shit like that. That's what they coming for. You know what I'm saying? But you got Spudd juice in your locker. Why they coming through that bitch? You know what I'm saying? Now you hit. Pow. Through. You ain't had nothing to do with the whole raid. You know what I'm saying? But it happened like that. It happened. It happens. It happened, man. It come with being in prison, man. Also, with that being said, like, you got the Spud juice, you got the gang bangers, you got the gamblers. You know what I'm saying? You got the religious guys, you got the cool people, you got the neutral people. You know what I'm saying? You got the people that ain't on nothing. You got the people that's just straight workers. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of different groups of people in prison. It's not just a bunch of gang bangers. You know what I'm saying? You got different forms of people in prison. You feel me? Like a whole lot of them. You feel me? This is why I said don't judge people in prison, because you real life don't know. That's just some real shit. You really don't know. You know what I'm saying? And before I went to prison, I judged everybody like, y'all is dumb. Y'all stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all some goofy. Something wrong with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Uh-uh. Not till I went there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, shit. Hold on. I was in there with the Damons from, what's that, Friday at the Next. I was in there with them. To the guys from the Green Mile. I don't even know his name, but look up the Green Mile, the movie, Green Mile. That guy. I was in there with them. And I said this before, you know what I'm saying? Nigga named Cleveland. He looked just like him. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I was in there with them kind of guys. And them guys, they was good guys. They just made one wrong mistake. You know, it happens. So my whole lesson behind this, and I ain't even got, to the other side yet, But my whole lesson behind this is don't judge nobody, you know, for real. Don't judge nobody, you know. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up, but it is what it is, you know. But anyway, that Spud juice, right? I done had it in my cell in both prisons that I've been in. I've been in 2 prisons in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I did 4 years. I've been in 2 different prisons. I've been to Adrian Correctional Facility, and I've been to Lapeer Correctional Facility in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I done had the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Lapeer, same shit. I had a bunkie that had a light bit, and he was fucking with the Spud juice. My nigga Junebug. I made a video about him. So if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, go check out the video. I did a Junebug. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole video about Junebug. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when I got to Lapeer, when I got there, Junebug was my bunkie. He was around my age. He was like a couple of years older than me, but he had life, and you would have never known. Like, never known. And he had a light bit. Like, he wasn't going nowhere. He was through. You know what I'm saying? I seen his paperwork. His paperwork said LIFE. Done. He was done. But If you never seen his paperwork, you would have thought he was going home within the next 30 days. Like, he was wrapped like that in the mind. You know what I'm saying? You only understand it if you go there. You know what I'm saying? I only can tell you so much, But that's how he was. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over there, he had some Spudd juice. You know what I'm saying? I helped him move that. I spoke on that before. You know what I'm saying? Talking about him. How I moved the Spudd juice with him from unit to unit. You feel me? And I was about to go see the parole board, and I still did that. You feel me? Because I'm loyal like that. I put my life on the line for a guy that was doing life in prison. I was a real life crash out. I was. So to all the youngins, if you don't listen to nobody else, listen to me. I was a crash out. I was. You know what I'm saying? For a guy that had life in prison. And I still moved the Spudd juice with him. When they only moved me to that prison that I met this guy. I was at Adrian. They moved me to Lapeer because I had to take this violent offender program. Adrian prison that I was at, that they didn't have that program, so they had to send me to Lapeer. Lapeer was the next closest prison that had that program, so they sent me there. You know what I'm saying? When I got there, I only had a couple months left to go home. All I had to do was this program that they sent me to Lapeer for. All I had to do was that program, and boom, I'm going home. Flat out. But by the time I got to Lapeer, they gave me a bunkie. And the nigga had a light bid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to go home in 6 or 7 months. This nigga got life that you put me in the cell with. Like, make that make sense, you know? But when I came to the cell, dog was cool. Like, everything was everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have no problems, none of that. You know what I'm saying? That was my dog. So I get to ask him, bro, why you in here? You know what I'm saying? And he told me his story. And I done talked about this. You know what I'm saying? I done made a video. I'm pretty sure I went live about it. I don't remember, but I probably did. But anyway, I know I told the story about him. He from Ann Arbor. I never knew about that. I got hit to a lot of shit. You feel me? But anyway, he was a real one. I never had no problems out of him ever. You know, that was my dog, and he had a life sentence. Like, I've been in a cell with guys that had life sentences. Like, they were never going home. Even when they moved me out the cell with the guy that I'm talking about, Bud, they put me in the cell with another guy. Because after what I'm gonna tell y'all, they put me in the cell with another guy. And the cell that they put me in with another guy, he had a light bit too. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up going home from that cell. But I'm gonna get there. So anyway, with Bud, right? So I fell through for him. He had some juice coming in. He had like 50 bottles coming in. You know what I'm saying? And he needed my help. Like, you need your bunkie help when you got Spudd juice. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So if you moving juice, you got to be cool with your bunkie. It is what it is. And you need your bunkie to help you out. You need your bunkie to watch the police coming, all of that. That's just how this shit work, you know? So anyway, me and Bud, we do our thing with the juice, right? We try and move it from our unit to a whole nother unit. You know what I'm saying? While we doing that, I got caught up, you know what I'm saying, on the walkway. But I dipped behind a blind spot. You feel me? And I got rid of the bottles. I put all the bottles in a blind spot. So, long story short, on all that, they couldn't charge me with it. You know what I'm saying? And Junebug had the room clean. So when the police came back, they like, you know what? We didn't catch you on the scene with it. So we go back to your cell and we check your cell. You got one sip of Spud juice in your room, we charge you for all these bottles. I had like 30 bottles of Spud juice on me, but I got rid of that shit behind a blind spot. You know what I'm saying? They really couldn't charge you with me because they didn't catch it on camera. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't know. Like real shit. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? They took me back down to my unit. We got down there. They like, look, they like, we about to go up to your cell. You know what I'm saying? If you got one lick of Spud juice in your room, we gonna charge you with all them bottles we found. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So the time came, right? Psh, man, listen, right? They went up to my cell. They brought my bunkie out the cell, right? I gave him the nod. He like, yeah, we good. We gave each other the nod, you know. They went in there, stripped it, all of it, you know. Ain't find nothing. The supervisor that had me under watch, he looked at me. He like, you got away with that. He like, you got away. But he like, we watching. So he like, you do anything else on this yard, you going down. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, I'm about to go home. What you talking about? I got about 6 months. I'm about to go home. He was like, you got away with this. He was like, we know what you did, but he like, we didn't have you on camera. You know? I'm like, big, you know. We settled it right there. So again, this ain't no self-snitching, none of that lame shit. Like, nah, I'm not one of them. You know? I'm a real Detroit nigga. Real nigga. You feel me? Like, I know what's what. I know how to play what. I know what the fuck going on. You feel me? And I know how to, you feel me? But again, I don't know shit at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to that juice, man, we got that shit gone. You feel me? That way on bees, we got that shit gone. So that was the juice, right? Now let me tell y'all about the buck 50's, right? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Let's talk about them buck 50's. Again, this is another well-known thing in the prison system. This ain't nothing I'm self-snitching. Man, come on, man. I'm one of the guys for real. You know what I'm saying? So, no. This is just real ENT that's really out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, with them knives, man, listen. You got guys in there, they got some shit that'll take your ass out right there. You know, I never had one myself, you know. I ain't need one. And it's real 100. This ain't no trying to cover my ass, none of that. That like roll back any camera footage of me in prison. I never had one. You know what I'm saying? Ever. So like I said, this ain't no self snitch. This ain't none of that. I really was on them yards and I didn't need that at all. You know what I'm saying? I was in general pop every day. I was banging all that and I never needed that. You feel me? So roll back any cameras. I ain't snitching on nothing. You know what I'm saying? That way. So anyway, there was a lot of guys that had them bitches. You know what I'm saying? And when shit popped off, niggas got their ass cut the fuck up. You feel me? And I done seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? I done seen niggas got their shit ripped open. You know what I'm saying? I done seen niggas get buck 50. I done seen niggas get poked up all in their stomach, chest, and all that. All of that. Look like they got shot up. You know what I'm saying? I seen all that. You feel me? I don't know who it was that did it at all, but yeah. And mainly is because a lot of niggas be gang banging, and when it's their time to fulfill an order, they don't do it. Gang bangers, they don't like that. They violate you. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a violation. Your ass get shot. They push that pin on you. You got shot. You know what I'm saying? Whether if you live or die, your ass got shot. It happened all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one thing. It could be anything. A nigga can catch you fucking with boys in prison. You can act like you one of the guys from the hood. Everybody like, yeah, he dog, ooh, all of that, you know. And then your ass get caught fucking around. You know what I'm saying? With some boys. Like, yeah, you got verified that you from the hood, whoop, but now you got caught in here for fucking with the boys. So now you getting violated. You know what I'm saying? Niggas pushing that buck 50 on you. You know what I'm saying? So niggas catch up with you, they huddle around you, slit your face. Again, this ain't no self-snitching. This well known on Beezy. You know what I'm saying? So when you go ahead and you do shit like that as a gangbanger, by the time you get to prison, you get your face cut open from here to here. And you don't even know your face get cut open until it just feel open. Blood just squirting out your shit. Your face open. A nigga then snuck up behind you, whoosh, slit your shit. And a lot of guys, they be trying to cover it with beards like mine. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't cover that line. You know what I'm saying? So if you see people with that line on their face, even if they got a beard, a beard or not, that's where it came from. Buck 50 from prison. You know? It happened to a lot of guys in there. Real talk. And it come from one of three ways. One, snitching. Two, gang banging. Three, messing with kids. You know what I'm saying? So if you see people out here in the world with that buck 50 on their face from ear to mouth, that's a buck 50. That mean they was bold business. You know what I'm saying? That mean you need to get away from them. If you see that on their face, beard or not, get away from them. No matter if they close people or you don't know them at all, get away from them. Because that buck 50 is a clear indication that that person is bold in a certain manner. And that's why they do that to you in prison, to expose everybody to you. Everybody gonna see your face. They might not see your arms, they might not see your legs, they might not see your feet. but they gonna see your face. So a $1.50 whoosh, whoosh, is on your face. So everybody can see that. They don't gotta kill you. They don't gotta kidnap you. They don't gotta do none of that. They can just $1.50 you. You know what I'm saying? Whoosh, whoosh. I did my time. Look, I might got a little forehead, but I got my braids. You know what I'm saying? I got my beard, face clear, everything 100. No $1.50s over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? $1.50s is everywhere. So if you see somebody with a $1.50 on their face, get away from them. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. If they got a $1.50 on their face, get away from them. That is, unless they never been to prison and that shit just happened to them randomly on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing. But if they been to prison and they got that $1.50, I'm telling you right now, get away from them. Get away from them because you're gonna regret it later. You know what I'm saying? That $1.50 from ear to mouth, that's a clear indication. And even if it don't go from ear to mouth, even if it go from ear to nose or ear to eye, if it's a $1.50 in that relationship, I'm telling you right now, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna regret it later because that person is about business, and that's why they did it. Regardless if it's something that you like or not, that person is about business. That's why they had that $1.50. So I'm about to end this. You feel me? And the way I'm in this is like I said, man. Them $1.50s, you know what I'm saying? And that Spud juice, about business. When you go to prison, you don't want to do either or. You know what I'm saying? Spud juice or $1.50s. Because with the $1.50, if you get caught doing it, that's like a gang terrorism act. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna book your ass if you do that. So that ain't nothing you want to get caught with, you know. But you know, on the Spud juice side, you don't want to do that either. So if you ever just so happen to go to prison, just this is just free game. Don't get into Spud juice or don't get into $1.50s. Meaning that if you in a gang, you gonna have to drop that gang because that gang probably gonna want you to do a $1.50 somewhere down the line, and you don't want to do that with your life. You know what I'm saying? It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.